Hello, I'm Christopher, and it's my mission to give you bite-sized pieces of information that will help you learn a new skill. Today we'll be learning about building images and working with container registries. Let's package up a little HTTP server, and since Docker is written in Go, let's write our HTTP server in Go too. So let's take a look at some example code. So we have a little hello world function which prints out hello world as expected. But if we pass it a query param with our name, it will greet us by our name. It will then handle all of the requests on the / or root path and will start up our server. So let's go ahead and test this code out by running it. You'll see it listens on port 8080. So let's open up another terminal and use our bestie curl to go ahead and hit this new endpoint. If we hit it on 8080, it gives us hello world. If we give it a query param, remember though, we can also get greeted by our name. Let's tell it our name is Crispy Fish. I feel like this thing knows me. So now that we've done that and just run the server from our main.go file, we can also go ahead and compile this. So let's use go build to say we're going to output this to a binary called server and use the files in the current directory, or main.go in this case. If we list out the files here, we'll see that we now have a static binary called server. So let's go ahead and test this new binary out. We'll go out of this terminal and let's go ahead and cancel our currently running process. And we're going to go ahead and run it from the new compiled version of the app. And you'll see it starting up the same way. Let's do the same thing, open up a new terminal and use our bestie curl to go ahead and hit this, and you'll see if we hit both versions of the endpoint, we get the same results. Everything is working as expected, and this is how we'll use this going forward when we Dockerize this application. Let's go ahead and Dockerize this application. So we have a simple Docker file in this directory. There's a few keywords. Let's use the from keyword to say which image we're going to build from. The workdo keyword to say we're going to change this directory. We're going to use the copy keyword to take the local file of go.mod and copy it into that directory in the container. We're going to use run keyword to run go mod download to get all the dependencies for our app. Use the copy keyword to move main.go from our local files to that directory in the container, and run go build to build the static binary. Then we're going to go ahead and run this as user nobody. We had this as root before, but it's better practice to be a non-root user. Then we'll use the expose keyword to expose port 8080 which our server is running on. And then lastly, use the command keyword to run our go bin server we just built. Great, so now that we've gone over all of that, let's use docker build to build this. So we'll use dot says build using our current directory as the context and tag this as simple server latest. And once this is done building, we can go ahead and use docker run to run our shiny new container. So let's use -d for daemonize, and we'll give this a name which I'm going to change in a little bit. We'll call this guy simple. And once that's running, we can go ahead and interact with our new HTTP server. We can use hello world, and we can do the query param to get greeted by our name, and everything's working the same way but now in a Docker container. You just Dockerized a Go app. Well done. Or should I say, good going. Oh, you want me to go. Oh. So let's take a look at our images. So by default, we'd usually want to push this to Docker Hub. And to do that, we'd have to tag this with our username. So under Docker Hub, we'd have an image called the Crispy Fish and Simple Server latest. Crispy Fish being our username and Simple Server being the image we provide. But we're just playing around, so let's run a little local container registry, which runs as a container itself. Pretty cool, right? I'll go ahead and drop the link to this in the description so you can play with this yourself. So we can tag our simple server so that it can now go to our local registry, which is listening on localhost 5000, and we'll call it simple server latest. Then we're going to push it. We're going to push it real good to this new local registry. And you'll see this behavior will kind of repeat itself with every single registry that you're going to use. So now that this registry now has our new image, let's go ahead and test the pull on it. And that works as expected. Thank you for your time. I hope this bite of information has given you everything you need to start building images and working with container registries. So go ahead, like, subscribe, and leave your love in the comments. And then you can jump into this portal to the next video.